What's good, you guys? Welcome to the 4th episode of Producer Talk. We're going to get into it with a really dope engineer by the name of MouseQuake. I've been following MouseQuake for years. He's incredible. Works with artists all over the world as a mixing engineer and a producer. So stay tuned, and we're going to talk about the state of engineering in 2023. Stay tuned. What's good, MouseQuake? What's good? Glad to have you here, man, on Producer Talk, man.
What's going on with you? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, bro, man. Trying to survive this bipolar weather out here in Texas, that we got.
Yes, sir. 4 seasons in one day.
Literally.
Looking out, it was just cold outside. Now the sun is out. It's crazy.
Hey, don't be surprised you have some snow this afternoon.
I know, crackhead weather.
Real talk, man. So I wanted to jump on here with you, man. We've been working together for a while, man, and I really admire your background and the information that you share with everybody online about engineering and the state of the music industry. So I wanted to
Yes,
get
sir.
on here today and talk about specifically the state of engineering in 2023. Where are we
Hey,
at? You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah. We're moving. I can tell you that we're moving.
Well,
Um,
moving in the right
it
direction.
gets, yeah, it gets easier. It gets easier, but it's still kind of hard.
Right.
You know, you got to track down your money. You know, You know, like my my attorney told me, he said, when you get in the music business, you gotta learn how to be a bill
Oh, stop
collector.
it. Hey, everybody needs
Yeah.
a what is it? A account receivable. Everybody needs an
Oh
account
man.
receivable, right?
Yeah, mine is my wife. She'll track you down.
Dre is the same way, man. She don't play about that 50. You feel
No,
me?
man.
She does not
Nah.
play.
Mm-mm.
So, how'd you get started in engineering, bro?
Well, I think I started when I was 21. Um, I played in the band with a bunch of old men,
Okay.
you know, and I'm a drummer. So
I
typically,
didn't know that, bro.
yeah, I'm a classically trained drummer.
Wow.
Um, and they had me in the band to keep everything happy. And we go to the studio to record songs, whatever. And I was just being a kid, man,
Right.
nosy, trying to learn stuff. But then I saw that the engineer on duty had the song sound like shit. I was like, oh man, I gotta learn how to do this. So I took all that time, about 19 years, and then I went in the military, did
Right.
21 years, and then I realized that I could go to school for free.
There it goes.
So
Imagine that.
yeah, so I went to SMU and got my degree in 2.5 years, and then after that, I still had time that the
Right.
government could spend, so I went to Media Tech and got all my certifications, and I've been a full-time engineer ever since.
Wow, bro. It's so crazy. I didn't even use my GI Bill for engineering, and I really should have. I
You
really
still
should have.
can. You
I
still
still
can.
can't. I still got time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna look
still
into that.
can.
I'm gonna look into
Yep.
that
They,
for sure. For
and
sure.
they pay the rent and the bills.
Stop playing. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
bro.
I've hired a couple of engineers out of Full Sail over the years and stuff, man. I love their program out in Orlando, man. They got an online program. I heard
Yeah, they got the best alumni
for
ever.
sure, for sure, for
They
sure,
got
for
the
sure.
best alumni ever.
All right, so how different is engineering in 2023 in comparison to the previous years, man? How different are things?
Well, I think we don't have any like we're not in the same room anymore.
Yeah,
Uh, that kind of kills it for me. Sometimes like you get a big artist and you'll end up talking to him on the phone, and that's the end of it. You don't get to sit down and have see what they feel or how they think or why they do certain things they do. You know, that's the that started happening around about 2019 where people would just send files over, the advent of the laptop dolls and all that. But, you know, I like to be in the room with people
facts.
because, like you can have 5 people in the room, 5 different energies, and some coming out of there.
That part.
Yeah, but you got the files, and they already printed.
Right.
You got to guess, but
Right.
I hope we get back to, being in the same room together.
I hope so too, man. It's like, we were the one of the first generations of songwriters that weren't in the room. And I feel like that severely hampered our ability to be more successful. And not that I'm mad at our success, but I just often imagine me and Dre are people. We
Yeah,
love being around people. And if we were able to be in the room, the relationships I think we would have been able to create, I think would have pushed our career even further, you know.
yeah. Just think, man. Like one of my favorite bands is Ohio Players,
Yeah.
and if you ever look at their credits, the whole band is listed in the credits.
Right.
And one day I got to meet Sugarfoot one day, and I asked him, I said, "Hey man, how did y'all come up with that dope ass shit like that?" He said, "Man, we go in there, we just start playing. We'll find something we like in there. We'll play it for about 5, 6 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, and I'll go back and write lyrics to it."
Bam.
I'm like, damn. I was like, what about, so my favorite song was Heaven Must Be Like This.
Right.
And I said, so is that why you have the same phrases? And they're like, yeah. So I listened to the song a little closer, and I was like, man, these dudes are playing everything live on 1 or 2 takes. So yeah, that's the best part about being with a bunch of musicians.
Yeah, that improvisation allows God to enter in the room, man.
Oh yeah, that's
For
Quincy's
real.
line.
Yeah,
Wait till
real
God
talk.
enter the room. He said, I don't do anything till God walks in.
Real talk, man. It's like that energy, our energies mixing together. I think it's an important uh part of creating great records as well as building culture. And it's something
Yes,
that we're severely missing out on so many levels. I interviewed Charity Works, young producer out here in Houston, and we were talking about that the importance of culture to this whole thing. And with the blogs going away, with us not being in the studio together, without
yeah,
huge events like the I standards, the one stop beat shops. We go
yeah.
even further back, the Gavin convention and stuff like that. There's no culture anymore. When we go to Revolt TV and stuff like that, it's not even about the music or the industry, really. It's really about
Nah,
hanging out and drinking and partying,
yeah,
So
man.
we're missing that culture.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta feel something. I was telling a young guy, man, I said,
There we
uh,
go.
the reason their songs don't last because they don't feel like nothing.
Right. Ooh.
They don't feel like nothing.
Hold up, say that one more time. The reason songs don't
Yeah,
last what?
they don't feel like nothing.
Ooh.
It's like the same thing. You hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and like, oh man, this ain't really worth it. And like, the same, just it's like I asked the dude, I said, hey man, um, what did you eat for dinner today? And he said, yeah, man, I went and ate such and such and such and such. I said, so why are you talking about you finna bust up dude in the head? You just left Burger King,
That part.
So yeah, they don't feel like nothing. And everybody wants to
Yeah.
sound like everybody else. I don't like that either.
Yeah. Another thing that I have a lot of issue with is the competitiveness going away. You know, there's
Yeah,
this whole movement around toxic competitiveness, and I'm like, look, you know, steel sharpens steel.
yeah,
Um, there's a reason why Dr. Dre, Jermaine Dupri, Timberland, and all those guys existed in the same spaces because they were sharpening each other. And right
yeah,
now, I feel like over collaboration is killing things.
yeah. I mean, we would try to cut your head off. You come in the room,
Man,
expect
facts.
it's either gonna be you're gonna get better, you're gonna get turned out, or you're gonna get walked out. You
That
know, I-
part.
yeah,
And
yeah, I'm trying to kill everybody in the room. I'm kind of still like that now, but
me
as I
too.
get I get older, I'm like, yeah, I need to calm down. I need to
It's
calm
so
down.
crazy, bro. It's so crazy. Like our original name wasn't going to be the front runners. It was going to be the headhunters.
Oh yeah,
That was
I'm
going
with
because
you.
based on how they used to go out, when they used to go out and battle other bands,
Oh
headhunting.
yeah,
So we was
yeah,
gonna be the headhunters because me and D are super competitive, and even amongst ourselves,
yeah,
and it just makes us better, man. And I think that's something that's severely missing from the industry, and I hope we get back to it in a positive way. You know, I don't
Yeah,
want the beef, but I want every producer to actually grow an artist from the ground floor and
yeah,
have a unique sound, and then we all, get together and see who got what. You know?
yeah, yeah. That beat pack thing always cracks me up because you know you get a bunch of beats from somebody, and you get to the point where you know who does what,
Mm,
and it's like, so why don't you just pair with the person that fits your style instead of trying to go all over the world? It's like, you know, you know, I used to call myself Kaiser Sose
hey,
because nobody knew who I was, and nobody could actually put a pin on what I did, and that kind of helped me learn some stuff. But it would be great for these young cats to figure out that you can be in competition, but once you leave the playing field, you can be the same way. I mean, we used to go in the studio and try to kill each other. Talk about your mama, all kind of stuff.
everything, and then
And
leave and have a
yeah,
good time together, have drinks
yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah, man.
All right, so what's the best DAW in 2023?
Ooh, I'd be lying if I picked one. Um, because I like whatever I like. Like my thing is, I open up the first one I click on, and that's the one I stay on for the day.
That part.
But if I'm working on a project, it depends on what they send it to me in. Now, if I
Gotcha.
want to, like if I want to mix, I'm gonna use Pro Tools.
Right.
If I want a vintage mix, I'm gonna use Harrison Mix Bus.
Gotcha.
If I'm gonna create something, immediately I'm gonna go to Ableton or Native Instruments Machine.
Nice.
And if
Yeah,
I
right.
if I want to if I want to do a sketch pad, Studio One. The
Facts.
only ones I don't use is Reason and Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops gives me anxiety attacks. It's too many, too much stuff. And
Oh,
the funny part is, I am a lifetime update owner. I was using it when it was Fruity Loops one,
wow.
and
Way
I just
back.
I just update it every time they get one because I might go somewhere and one of my clients may use it,
Right.
and they say, "Man, why don't you use FL?" I don't like it.
Right.
That's it. I just don't like it. I've never liked it, but
Right.
it was just a good $299 purchase at the time.
Right. I mean, I like it for the drums. I love the
Oh yeah,
drums.
yeah.
I love the drums.
The secret is the master is bumped up +3.
Okay, so once again, it's the loudness factor,
Yeah,
making it
it's
making the
bumped up.
perceived the perceived, right, the perceived, that whole perceived loudness thing, right?
Yep. Because anytime you open up Fruity Loops, the first thing you see on the master is that limiter.
That's true. That's true.
So it's already bumped up +3. So they put that there's +3 more with the limiter. So that's why it hits so hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see when the loudness wars really stops.
Oh yeah.
How many people's music stand,
Oh
when the
yeah.
loudness war stops.
Oh yeah. Get them wave files that be like this.
Yeah, yeah, and see if it still stands, right?
Yep. Yep.
Uh, all right, next question. How do you feel about the number of plugins available in 2023?
Too many.
Yeah, agreed.
Uh, too many. Can't figure out. Here's the thing. I'm a junkie too. I gotta admit it. I'm a plug-in junkie. you know, if I see something that looks halfway interesting,
Right.
I'll buy it, use it for about 2 or 3 days, and then I'm done with it.
Then forget about it.
Yeah, but what kind of I think I probably spent 3 or 4 grand on plugins last year. Thank God I'm writing that shit off.
That part.
But yeah, but it's just too many, and then most of them basically mirror each other. Like there's a few that you can't really get away from, like Fab Filter Pro Q3.
Right.
You
Right. The
can't get away
staples.
from that.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
staples. Yeah, the
and
staples, the SSL,
oh yeah, I
M-Wave,
got all them. You know,
RVox,
yeah,
RVox. There's the tried and true Johns, right?
yeah. But
You know what
some
I've
of
been
these jokers are bad.
horrible. One I have not stopped using since I went to an event that Ali threw out here in Houston, man. And he showed me that UAD pull tech.
Oh
I ain't
yeah,
stopped I ain't stopped using that joker, man.
I went
That
I went and bought a satellite just so I could have it.
just so you can have it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's man, and it's a catch-all. You can use it for, oh my gosh, so much
yeah,
stuff, man.
yeah. I've been using that, and I've been using the Harrison Console's vocal processor.
Nice,
That thing is, man, it has all the little things you need in one plugin,
nice.
and it doesn't suck up any juice. And you pair that with the Pultec and the Fab Filter Q3 and the stock reverb, and you win it.
And you winning already out the
Yeah, you
gate.
win it. Three
Real simple
plugins.
chain,
Yeah, three plugins, you're winning. Yeah,
man. All right. So engineers today, are they better producers than beat makers?
yeah,
I would
yeah,
agree. And I'll
yeah,
run down some people. I mean, you of course, Jason Joshua, Guru, yeah, Mixed by Ali. I mean, the list
yeah.
goes on and on. You
They
know?
don't understand, that we have to listen to the song,
Yeah.
then determine what will make the song better, and then go through the mental Rolodex to get a sound that fits the right thing.
Right.
So right off the rip, and even when you go in the studio session with some people, and if you're just recording, they assume that you're gonna change the sounds.
Right.
They assume it. Like, I got a track from a guy the other day say, "Hey man, I know." I said, "Man, you gotta change the kick." Well, I knew you was gonna say that. Why don't you just change the damn kick then?
Why do you change the kick when
Yeah,
you sent it to?
it,
You knew it
want me
was
to change it.
faulty.
Yeah, want me to change it. Yeah, it's like, no, dog. A beat maker make you want to jump on them because, they quick to say they made the beat, but they don't remember that we're in the music business and not the beat business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. A
yeah,
lot of
that's the
people
funny
don't.
thing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to work with me. I guess I got a bad name now because you send me a track and you expect us to write over it. Man, it gotta be right. It's just that's just what it is, man. It's like, look, if you don't take the care to take a listen to what you sent us to inspire us to write, why should why should we care? And
Yeah,
I'm always trying to help because I had great mentors. We had people like you around. We had S1. We had Reezy Renegade. We had all these great people that taught us how to do these different things. And so I try and share it. And some people I feel like can't take that criticism. It's like I got to be inspired to write to your beat. So the way it sounds when you send it to me matters.
yeah. Cause like, I was working with a little kid one time, 14,
Yeah.
and he brought some stuff in with these filters on it, and I was just like, "Yo, dude, how did you do that?" He looked at me like, "I thought you knew how to do that." Nope, I don't, but you gonna teach me.
That no, that part. Oh
Yeah,
my
you gonna
gosh.
teach me.
It is a lot, and that too. I mean, there are a lot of young people out there doing a lot of great things, man. But I think it's feast of famine, right? It's feast of famine.
Yeah,
Either you got people doing really, really great bleeding edge things, or you got people doing a lot of wrong things. And I'm hoping for us all to eventually build culture where we can all come out and talk about these things, and young people share information, us as OGs share information, and
yeah,
get us all back on the same page.
yeah. That's my thing. I'll teach you whatever you ask me,
Right.
but you gotta ask me. I'm not gonna volunteer it because if I volunteer, then in this generation, oh, you trying to tell me what to do? I'm like,
That
no,
part.
I'm
No,
I'm just
that
giving you I'm just giving you some vicarious experience, but they don't believe that. And just say, hey, because I tell the story, when I had to speak sometime where I was in the studio with Willie Lee from the Ghetto Boys or Mr. Lee,
ugh,
and Lee wanted me to record Willie, and Willie was punching in, doing something, and he said, okay, as soon as he stopped, okay, let me hear that back. I, hold on, Doc. You gotta let me put it to where it needs to go. No, I just you need to. We almost came to blows, and so I had to call Lee upstairs, and Lee recorded. Lee went ahead and recorded him, and me and Willie was sitting on the in the theater chairs looking at each other and just busted out laughing because it was the funniest thing ever. We had a good time. It's a picture somewhere, me and him laughing. We
right.
were laughing right after we talking about fighting. So, and
Hey man,
I can't beat Willie. He'll go to gloves boxer, so that would have been an L I would took.
but you was gonna stand on what you
Hey,
believed on, what
I,
you needed to do.
I was just gonna have a swole eye coming home that day.
Yeah, but you standing on it though, and it's like
Yeah,
I think that's the thing that we're not willing anymore to stand on what it is that we know, man. And we got to respect each other in creative spaces, right?
yeah,
If I say Quake, can you come in here and engineer this for me? Then I'm gonna let you do you. Because my job is to write the record right now. It's not to engineer the project, man. So I think that's very important too, to respect what everybody does in the room, and everything just works.
yeah. My favorite person in the room is a runner.
Ooh,
I always tip the runner real
yeah,
heavy because the runner dictates how the room goes,
that part.
from the food down to the toilet paper.
That part.
The runner, yeah, that's
Shout
my
out all
favorite person.
runners. Hey, look,
Yeah, that's my favorite.
interns, runners. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I give interns more game than I would give anybody else because I know they're usually in the room, they're nervous, they don't want to mess up. So I should start talking crazy to them, talk cracking jokes. Hey man, don't worry about this fool, man. He just worked $20 million. It ain't nothing.
that's it. Ain't nothing.
Yeah, it ain't nothing.
Hey,
If
look, you'll
he,
get blacklisted if you do something wrong tonight. You might get blacklisted, but don't worry about it. Don't worry
yeah,
about
let me tell you the story. I was working with a company once, and we had an Aretha Franklin song,
it.
and the engineer was a little bit nervous, and he was young. They had him so shook that he jumped up out of the chair and knocked the drive off while we were recording.
Stop it. Stop it.
He was about to die. But I knew that he was young, so I went in and turned Pro Tools on auto save, and I turned it down to every 1 minute.
There it goes. You had his back.
Yeah, so they fired him. Yeah, he fired him, but I told him, I said, hey man, they was like, oh man, we go, you know how thugs do. They be want to get you. I said,
Yeah.
man, don't worry about it. I got you, young fella. And I didn't see him for like 4 or 5 years. I went to Atlanta, and who do I see running the studio? That guy. And he's like, man, how come you didn't, blast me out after, I did all that? I was talking all that trash to you. I said, hey, man, ass whoopings come in a lot of forms, and you took one that day. So I bet you don't do nobody else like that.
No, that part. Hey,
Yeah,
look. Life lessons,
yeah.
man. Yo, man. Hey, look, we're gonna let you go, man. We really appreciate you jumping on with us, MouseQuake, man. You are our fourth interview for Producer Talk, man. And
Hey,
I want to do this more. I want to get a symposium of engineers together one day, and all of us get on here and talk that talk, man. And what you got going on? What's happening with you for 2023? And please give everybody your social media.
okay. Well, my social media is at MF Mousequake. MFMouseQuake. And MF does not stand for mother sucker. It stands
Y'all
for
get that?
most famous. Yeah. Um I'm working on some Dolby Atmos stuff,
Yeah.
um, doing a couple movies, working on a project for Javon Angel right now. About 8 labels are trying to get the project, but they don't want to pay right, so we're holding out.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm doing a whole bunch of other stuff, building plugins and stuff like that. So, be on the lookout. You'll see it up. It'll be a light bulb with my head flashing in it. So, yeah, that's the logo.
All right. Hey, look, all y'all serious people out there, man. You want a real engineer, mastering, mixing? Hit my boy MouseQuake up, but don't hit him with no BS now. Come with the real. Have your business right.
Yeah, because I'm
For real,
sure
for
gonna
real.
I'll tell you no in a heartbeat. Yeah. Hope
Well, brother,
hope money ain't for show money.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, man, don't let this weather get you though. I'm gonna holler at you soon though.
All right, man. Y'all be safe out there. Hey, tell Drill I still jam the Joneses every session.
I will definitely do that. Thank you
Tell
very
her.
much, man.
All
Please
right.
do. All right,
All
brother.
right. All right.
All right,
Peace.
peace. So today, me and MouseQuake got into a lot of different things, but the main thing I want to focus on is how engineers in 2023 do so much for the music industry. They're not just the guy that's pressing the buttons and adding effects and compressing. They're the guys that are arranging, that are turning nothing into something. So we need to really show them respect and love because they do a lot of heavy lifting for a lot of the records that we hear today. And that's not taking anything away from the beat makers or young producers that are out there doing records. It's just saying that these engineers are charged with so much more than they ever have been, I think, in music history. So when you're working with your engineer, make sure you pay them right, make sure you give them their due credit, and shoot, make sure you send them a good rough mix. Spend time mixing your own record so you know how it wants to sound. Then you make their lives a lot easier. We're gonna have more coming up in episode 5. We appreciate all the support, me and my boy Lonzo, and we'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.